Oh, she's a dirty girl. She's a dirty, dirty girl that's getting cleaned up. Oh yeah. Finally, it's time for her to get cleaned up. Been a while. So I'm gonna start off this video by updating you guys what's going on with the car. Basically give you guys the little bit of flashback what the car is and what I'm doing with it. So this is my 2015 Ford Mustang with the white body kit already installed. I already took the flares off. So those are the flares that go on the back. As you guys can see, that's how the car sticks out, or that's how far the wheel sticks out without the white body. It's all taken apart right now because it's all in the process of being rebuilt. But here's the story on it. So this car got completely toasted. It all got burned down to the ground. Basically all of it, all of the electronics, all the computers, everything but the metal burned out. Even the supercharger, it got a little cooked, but as you guys can see, this is the original Pro Charger that I was able to restore. Majority of electronics and everything else, as I said, that has rubber or wires, anything like that, got melted and all this. And here's what I'm doing right now. At the moment, I'm working on Nitrous system. I'm setting up the whole Nitrous system. All this wire mass, all of this has to do with the wire system. This is the Nitrous what is it, TPS RPM window switch. Basically this little computer controls when you want to spray the nitrous, at what RPMs, at what conditions, and all that, so you can program that so you don't blow any components while you're racing. But this is a quick update on the car. It's pretty much all kind of mess right now. Let me show you guys what the inside looks like at the moment. So inside is all taken apart. I took the seats off. This is the back seat. I had to move it just so I can get to the rear fuel pump components. Let me turn the lights on so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, this whole bunch of wires. I had to clean those up a little bit just to kind of sort them out. And I'm also working on this switch. So what this is gonna be a nitrous setup for me. So this is gonna be my on-off switch for nitrous, and this is gonna be a purge valve. So every time I click on this, if the power is connected, it's gonna purge nitrous. And then whenever I'm in a white throttle position and I'm ready to spray, I just flip the switch and it's gonna do the thing. So that's pretty simple concept, but it takes a lot of wires to do. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna do a lot of soldering. I'm gonna do a lot of connecting wires, testing and all this to make sure the whole system is kind of set up safe and proper, a way to make sure I don't have any shortage or anything like that. For those of you that never done the Nitrous or never set up a Nitrous, I'm gonna try to give you a quick brief description what I'm doing here with these wires mean, because I'm pretty sure if you're looking at these wires from a screen view, you probably have no idea what these are and where they go. So let me give you a quick update, and maybe if you ever need to set up a Nitrous, you'll have a little bit of idea. So what I have here, I have a hot wire coming from a positive connector on the battery. It's running through there, all the way, well, basically underneath the windshield motor. Goes over here, this way, and it connects right here. What it is, it connects to the relay. This relay, the purpose of this relay is to send voltage of 12 volts to all three relays. So it's connected to this. As soon as you flip the switch, as soon as this computer gives it permission to flip the switch, that these two connect, and it creates basically a shortage in a relay, and it shoots the voltage into the solenoids themselves. So 3 of these wires are the hot wires. This is for purge solenoid. It's connected directly to the cab, to the little red button, and every time you press it, it's gonna be like psh, psh. And these 3 are random as a ground. I kind of laid it out right here and connected to the ground right here. So it's kind of convenient if I ever need to remove the engine, anything like this, it's going to be all accessible. I ran my RPM sensor to one of the injector wires right here. So that should be a good, I got to check to make sure that is properly working once I start the car. But that should be able to be a good sensor or a good indicator of RPMs by injector wire, and it runs to the computer. I'm gonna clean this up, make this wire a little longer so I could easily connect it or disconnect it. Now as far as all these wires, some of these wires going inside for wide body not wide body, sorry, this is a wide body, for wide throttle position sensor. And the way you've gotta find out is you gotta find one of the volts on the inside. You can connect to a throttle body as well, but you gotta connect to one of the volts on the inside that has 0 volts at the 0 gas when you press 0 gas, or at the idle, and when you step on the gas all the way it has 5 volts. That's just the wide throttle position sensor. You gotta find one of those wires and you gotta connect it, so the computer underneath, this computer underneath, can determine if you're wide open at the throttle, and it could give the signal for the relay to basically turn the power on for the solenoids to open. Once the solenoid's open, it's gonna shoot fuel from this solenoid and nitrous from this solenoid. This nitrous is gonna go all the way to the bottom, through the bottom of the car, underneath, all the way to the back, and somewhere over here in the trunk I'm gonna install a bottle and the mount and everything else. Not sure where, but here's the line where it's gonna be connected. Not sure where I'm gonna mount it yet at the moment, but I'm gonna connect the bottle to this and the gauge and everything else that comes along. So this is exactly what I'm doing at the moment. Just a little nitro setup. It seems a little complicated, but it's not that complicated with these great instructions. You just gotta do a lot of wiring. It comes with a lot of wiring that you have to do. I mean, as you guys could see, probably 10 wires at least going this way and out, you know, so that's just something I'm gonna have to clean up right now. So let's get right into it. Let me clean up these wires and show you how it's gonna look after I clean this up. Alright guys, so I'm far away from being over or done with this project or this task yet, but check this out. So all these ground wires, there were like 4 or 5 of them. I kind of cleaned them all up. I put them in a tube, and then I ran them all the way to here where the ground is. So that's all done and taken care of, as well as these wires. These are all feed wires, voltage feed wires. I fit them all in one tube and then ran them all the way to here. So I gotta clean this up where the relay is. Gotta solder a few of these connectors right here. As far as over here, I already soldered all the wires that I needed to, put them all in tube, and I kind of fit them right here so you could barely tell that there is a wire, but there's like 4 or 5 wires going all the way to the bottom of it there. So that's really nice and clean, came out pretty nice. This is a 12-volt feed wire. I'm gonna have to leave this separate. I didn't want to fit in a tube just because I need an access for now, just to make sure I do all the testing, make sure I have consistent 12 volts and all that. Later on I might put another tube over it and just kind of leave it somewhere underneath or somewhere over in this area. I'm not sure where exactly, but as for right now, for these wires I gotta solder them, and the way I do it, I usually solder them and then I put these heat strings on the wire itself first. I solder them and then I pull these over, and then I use a lighter or something to heat these up. Once you heat these up, these things shrink and they give a good seal for the connection. So that's really good. So let's keep going. Alright guys, so I got the old wires and everything cleaned out. As you guys can see, the relay is right here, this window switch is right here, and all the other wires are just kind of cleaned up. You can barely tell, but we got them running towards over there and into the inside cap. We got the feed wire right here, which is not the best location, but at the moment it's gonna stay here until we clean up the whole engine bay.
maybe just gonna stay here. Maybe I'll make it a little bit longer where it's not very tight, but I made it where it could be disconnected anytime I need to pull the engine or valve cover or coils, anything like that. So pretty much underneath the engine it's all done. As far as this, I need to connect a perch line somewhere in the front where it's gonna perch. I was thinking where where intercooler is gonna be, or the windshield. I haven't decided on that yet, but this is a very minor thing that I'm gonna do later on, not at the moment. And everything as far as nitros on the front end is kind of done and finished, so we're good on that. Let's move on to the back and let me show you guys what I got here. So the bottle, I was thinking of installing the bottle somewhere over here in the middle of the trunk like that, which is kind of cool location. But the problem is this middle thing is kind of sinking in. It's kind of pushing, especially the weight of a bottle. Over time, it's gonna like warp itself in. And it's gonna like be sitting down. So I'm really not a big fan of that. So what I was thinking of taking this little inner liner kit or inner liner plate, whatever it's called, this little thing, and just reinforcing it. So let me show you guys what I got here. Okay, so you can see that once I put the bottle over this trunk liner, it kind of warps itself in or kind of bends itself in. Not sure why. Maybe because this bottle is a 10-pound bottle. Plus, over time, the vibration, everything's gonna put a force on this thing and it's gonna push itself down. So what I did, I kind of got myself aluminum corner piece like this, and I was thinking maybe just kind of reinforcing this thing underneath. Not sure how exactly, but I'm pretty sure I could create some kind of nice and neat reinforcement underneath this thing so it kind of stays solid. And underneath I'm gonna bolt these bolts for the bottle to this corner so it kind of stays a little more sturdier and everything. Once that's done, I'm gonna put it inside the car and connect all the line and everything else to it. So that should be a plan on what I'm going to do with it. Alright guys, so here's what I got ready. As you guys can see, the mount, one of the brackets or one of the mounts is already on it, and that's really good because I mean I was hustling and kind of trying to get this thing done, and it kind of looks like it's almost done. Here's what I did. Kind of did this off of camera because I had to try different methods and what I wanted to do, but here's what I've done. So I took that one of the angles and I kind of installed it, drilled a few holes, went through it. Over here I'm also going to screw in 2 more bolts just to kind of give it more sturdiness if needed, but at the moment I'm just going to leave it like this. I screw in 2 of these bolts and it looks pretty sturdy already, and what I'm going to do after that, I'm just going to close it, probably put some glue underneath, close it, and nobody would ever tell that there is angles underneath, so which is really good. I got to do the same thing over here. I got to open this space up, know exactly where I'm going to put another angle, install it, drill it through, and then install the other mount so I can install the bottle. So let's keep going. Alright guys, so here's what the final product kind of looks like. Looks pretty cool, I would say. I don't know if this is the most efficient way you can install the bottle, but in my case I think it's pretty cool place. It looks pretty sturdy, kind of moves all with the plate. Because this thing is pretty big, it shouldn't move left and right or it shouldn't flip. So I'm just gonna install this on the car right now and see how that's gonna work. Alright guys, so check this out. This is what it looks like installed on the car. I mean, I'd say it looks pretty cool. So the bottle's gonna stay in the middle, the line is gonna come out from the liner underneath and just kind of connect to the middle of the bottle. I'm gonna have a gauge somewhere installed, probably on the top. So whenever I need to like get access to the bottle, I just go, open it up real quickly, bend down, quickly open it up, and it's all ready to go. And as you guys can see, kind of fits in inside. It kind of looks good, and it's pretty sturdy. It looks pretty good. It doesn't move around too much. I'll test this thing and see how it's gonna come out. If it doesn't look good, then I might have to come out with the way to mount it somewhere on the side or over here on this side. Not sure how and where, but as for right now, I like this location. I like the way it looks. When you pop the trunk, it looks pretty cool, so I think I'm gonna leave it at this location. Alright, so that's a wrap for this episode installing Nitrous on my hopefully 1000 horsepower Mustang. It's been pretty simple process, not the most simplest process, maybe because I'm the new rookie to this stuff. I never installed Nitrous or never knew about how it works and all this, so I had to study all the little things. But it seems to be a pretty simple process. All you gotta do is just follow the instructions of a Nitrous Express that they gave you for the window switch setup and all that stuff. And I mean, you'll figure it out. It's nothing complicated. Just watch the videos. If you have any questions, you can comment in the comment section below. But pretty much I made it all, I think, pretty simple for you guys to watch. As for right now, the update on the Mustang is that I'm waiting for inspection. In state of Georgia, you gotta do inspection before you can paint the car. So when you do inspection, you gotta prep the car, make sure the windshield is not cracked or busted or anything like that. In my case, it has a few little things. What? Maybe a few cracks or maybe a lot of cracks, but never mind. You also gotta make sure all the lights are working, all the blinkers working, make sure your blinker fluid is all up to date and all filled all the way to the top. Make sure your taillights are working, make sure your airbag lights are off or on. Doesn't matter as long as they're on. So as long as they're there, let's just get that straight. So in the state of Georgia, that's pretty simple. I just gotta get this done before I paint the car. So stay tuned for updates on it when we're gonna be taking the car to the paint shop and getting this thing painted. And also, don't forget to check out my Tesla. It's been hibernating lately because Tesla employees are not doing their job of making my car drivable. And that's all Tesla to blame for at the moment. Maybe Tesla will improve itself, but at the moment they have technical difficulties with some of this stuff. So more details to come in the next video on Tesla. Stay tuned for that. Like, comment, subscribe as always. And it's your boy Vitaly. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!